Hey guys, it's Antebellum here back with another video, and I'm recording this for the third time because for some reason my audio just doesn't want to sound good. I'm recording under a blanket right now. I tried doing this 2 different times already, and each time the audio sounded like complete freaking garbage because my room is so freaking echoey.
How are you doing?
I'm tired. I've been working on this for the past hour, and I want to give up. But I haven't gotten a video out in like a month. So yeah, I need to do something. Today I want to talk about a fairly short topic. I think this video is going to be shorter than my other videos because I don't have a lot to say on this topic. I just felt like getting it out there, which is the romanticization of like the past, particularly the 1950s and 60s, as well as Antebellum, which I will get into that when I get into that, because that topic just exhausts me, and I'm scared, honestly. Like, I'm scared specifically of anybody who'd want to participate in that. So when I hear people talk about like they want to go back to the 60s or they want to go back to the 50s, it kind of bothers me. Like, it always kind of bothered me a little bit, and I never understood why it bothered me, but this is something I've been thinking about a lot for the past couple days, and I've talked about it a little bit with my friends, and I think I understand it now, so I'm just going to share it with y'all. It bothers me when people say that because it feels like they are trivializing all the things that happened during that time, Like, I think people tend to forget that period of time, the 50s and 60s, were a very complicated time. We're just coming out of World War II. We had the Cold War, the Civil Rights Movement, the movement to advance women's rights, the Vietnam War. Like, it was a lot. So I think when people say they want to go back to that time, especially since they say that it was, quote, a simpler time, first of all, I just think they don't know what they're talking about, and they really don't know about history. Because if you just even remotely know about that time period, like, you will come away with the exact opposite conclusion. Like, it was in no way simple or in no way cool, fun, and fresh to be in that time period. People say they want to go back for the fashion. It feels like they're trivializing a lot of what was happening during that time. Like, I'm kind of at a crossroads at this specific reason because I feel like you could enjoy the style of the 50s and 60s independent of all the stuff that went down. I feel like you can still enjoy the style, so that's why I'm a bit of at a crossroads with that one. But I think my point still kind of stands. Also, I think that people tend to forget that the aesthetic that is so common, that's so heavily associated with the 50s and 60s, was literally only accessible to like rich people. Because if you were like anything below upper middle class, that was not the aesthetic for you. You were not going to be able to go out with your friends to dance to a jukebox or wear poodle skirts or anything like that. You weren't able to do that because you were not the demographic. And this also includes people of color, particularly Black people, people with disabilities, people who are part of the LGBTQIA community, like basically anyone who isn't a white, cis, straight, able-bodied person was not getting the aesthetic. Like, that was not the space for you. And let's talk about like the traditional gender roles that are available that people had to follow during that time. Again, it's like most people were not able to access that. If you were poor, you literally could not afford to live off of one income. Like, you couldn't do that. Just the romanticization of an aesthetic which at the time was not accessible to everyone, most people couldn't access, just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know. Like, something about it just doesn't feel right. So I'm fairly open to discussion on this one. So comment down below like what you think of this. If you think that I'm missing a couple of things, or if you think I'm right, wrong, etc., like, comment down below. I'm really eager to hear your thoughts on this one.
I mean, let me ask the audience,
because I'm a little less sure on this, but like, just for me personally, it's like, if y'all want to go back in a time machine, like, y'all stay safe, not me though. I'm not the one, sorry. I'll never be the one. Just no, don't take me with you. I just don't understand the fixation on the past, that's all. But anyways, moving on. Something that I just definitely will not compromise on. Like, I have no room for discussion on this one. Antebellum parties are scary.
Child. Anyway, so
the concept of it literally scares me. Like, I don't understand how anybody could, like, get alongside that, knowing what it is. Like, I'm saying like a lot because I genuinely don't know what to say about this one. But I literally didn't know what an antebellum party was or what antebellum was, period, until a month ago. And again, I'm scared, shook, and spooked. And I learned it through The Bachelor, obviously, because I don't expect anything more from that. Like, that show is just the definition of white people business, because I don't know how else it got 25 seasons. Like, I don't know how else it did that. Season 25, this recent season, recently had its first Black Bachelor out of 25 seasons. Again, like, expect nothing more. And one of the contestants got into a controversy where they were photographed in 2018 at an antebellum party. And if you don't know what an antebellum party is literally a party where people celebrate antebellum. Antebellum referring to the time before the Civil War, aka the time before slavery was abolished, aka the time before Black people had any sort of rights in America, in the United States of America. Yeah, and if I need to tell you how problematic that is, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't think I need to discuss how problematic that is. Because it's a lot. Like, it's a lot. I don't understand how you could, like, willingly do that and celebrate slavery. Like, you're celebrating slavery if you celebrate antebellum. Like, you're literally celebrating slavery. You're celebrating a time where people didn't have rights, where Black people didn't have rights, where they were sold as property and killed, abused on all levels, all sorts of levels. Like, I don't know how you could, like, in your right mind, in your right consciousness, celebrate something like that and romanticize something like that. Like, I genuinely don't understand how you could do that unless you are just a racist. And I stand behind the fact that if you like go to antebellum parties or you celebrate antebellum, you're literally a racist. Like, I don't know what else to tell you other than that. I don't know how else to interpret it other than that. I don't know. Actually, yes, I do know. I just don't understand it. And I think it just falls under a general pattern of people, especially in the US, being so eager to celebrate such problematic parts of this country's history and are just wanting to celebrate and preserve it. The first examples I can think of are people proudly toting the Confederate flag, and you're like, why are you doing that? And they're like, I'm just celebrating the South. This is Southern history. And I'm like, y'all really want to celebrate slavery as part of Southern history? Y'all want to celebrate slavery as part of Southern history? Like, do you know what? Like, that was literally the flag of 11 states who decided to secede because they didn't want to stop enslaving people. That's literally what it is.
You're not ashamed of yourself. Are you not embarrassed? This is really embarrassing.
I'm shook and I'm shocked and I'm scared of all of you. Like, I don't know what else to say other than that. And like, I don't know, of all the things to celebrate in this country, why would you want to celebrate that specifically? Like, I don't know. Like, why would you want to celebrate like that portion of history specifically? I think there's just so many, like, for your sake, there's so many better parts of America that you can celebrate other than racism, like, other than literal racism. And I just, it's terrible. Like, it's literally awful. Like, really? Antebellum parties, celebrating the Old South. Why would you want to celebrate the Old South? Like, we just want to celebrate old Southern values and, you know, the way that things were before. I'm like, racism, whatever. Anyways, yeah, that's the topic that I wanted to talk about today, how people are so willing to romanticize that part, and I just don't think it's right. I don't think we should do that. Like, I think we need to move on. I think we all just need to collectively move on and stop dwelling on our problematic pasts. Just stop doing it, because it's literally serving no one. It's literally serving no one, especially like antebellum. I'm like, you realize that nobody had rights. Like, nobody besides a very specific type of person, and you know what I'm about to say, a very specific type of person had rights. And I'm like, y'all really actively want to go back to that? God bless any Black person who's been to an antebellum party. Like, I can only imagine the type of foolishness that y'all had to deal with. Oh God, Lord who art in heaven. I don't even know if that's the right way you say it, but good Jesus, help your soul. Like, you, free therapy, you need therapy for that one. But yeah, so that's all I wanted to say. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'm very interested to see what y'all think about this in the comments down below. So comment if you enjoy this video, like the video, and if you enjoy this, my content, if you like hearing me talk, consider subscribing. And as usual, I have things in the description to get you informed about some things that are going on right now. So yeah, and with all that being said, have a soupy day. Bye guys.